Mohammed Shafiq from the Ramadan Foundation. Mohammed, an embarrassing U-turn. Yeah, an embarrassing U-turn just 1 day after the Prime Minister defending the surcharge for migrant NHS and care workers.
I think it's been disgraceful that we see NHS staff, migrant workers, in every aspect, from health and cleaners and porters, all essential staff who are keeping the NHS going and have sacrificed their life. Hundreds have died as a direct result on the front line. And we're saying to them and to their families that we're going to continue to charge after you're putting yourself on the line. I think it's been disgraceful, and it's right and proper that the government have announced this U-turn. But I think we need to see the detail, Bill, because what often happens with this government is they make these flashy announcements, and when we read the detail, there isn't a safeguard in place. We need protection not just for NHS staff, but their families and their children as well. And so we'll wait the details of what's been announced.
This, of course, was a crucial source of funding for the NHS, and the government says it needs the cash, particularly now. But is this just a political move then to save face at this very sensitive and critical time?
Well, I think we saw it yesterday in Prime Minister's questions. You saw the exchange between Sir Keir Starmer and Boris Johnson, where the Prime Minister doesn't even know what the exact figure is. And this is politics. You're demonising people who are the backbone of the NHS, ethnic minorities. They're the backbone in terms of the industry and the economy in the United Kingdom. And what we've seen after Brexit is a hardline conservative opinion, which is, foreigners are not welcome in here. And now they've been shown to be false. They've been proven wrong, because it's the NHS that the ethnic minority staff are sacrificing their life in huge numbers. And I just think, they don't want our favours. They want what is their entitlement. If they're prepared to put their life on the line, then the government and our country should provide for them and their families.
And of course, it was unsustainable, wasn't it? Clapping for carers on Thursday night, but then, of course, forcing many to pay £400 to use the NHS.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll see it week after week. We see these Conservative MPs and ministers, and led by the Prime Minister, clapping for the NHS. But the reality is they're not really interested in supporting the NHS. They're already started demonising teachers. And when it comes to when it comes throughout this crisis, and it comes to fair pay and an equal pay for public sector workers, a decent pay rise, I bet you that they will once again find an excuse not to do that. So people know what they get with the Conservatives. They're there for the rich and the powerful and the multinationals, and they're not there for the hardworking people of the NHS or of the public sector workers. And we'll see that. And we've seen that in this crisis, coronavirus crisis, that they've been the backbone, they've been the people who kept the show on the road, and we should show our appreciation.
Well, that's what we're doing, though, isn't it, now? I mean, that recognition is now being absolutely clear-cut by this U-turn. The government realises that's the sentiment from the nation, and that's what its policy should be, to really recognise and thank these frontline carers.
A government should have a moral compass, Bill, and they should passionately believe in defending those ethnic minority staff. And that's not happened. We've not seen that under Priti Patel. We've not seen that under Boris Johnson. They've been forced into this U-turn. So that means they don't really believe in this scrapping this surcharge, but they've been forced by public opinion and the anger that there is out there. So, yes, let's clap for the NHS, but let's give them a decent pay rise as well.
Mohammed Shafiq, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.